Good evening, and welcome to another dreary episode of Diatribes from the Voice of Doom. And now here's your dreadful and draconian host, Voice of Doom. Got a little mixed up there. Little technical difficulties vis-a-vis the announcer and our graphic producer. But I figured I'd do a diatribe, even though we're only slowly starting to wake up. I'm noticing it. Noticing a lot of anarchy and insurrection, a lot of problems. But nothing new. I want to scare you more than you already are. It's funny, I watched Petri dish with this German chancellor who sounds like he's just one more of those, we're going to have windmills in 50 years so we don't have to worry about anything right now. He sounded smarter than Petri dish, of course, but that's not a high bar. But he was just railing on the same liberal claptrap that's solving nothing, and platitudes, just in a more sophisticated way, like he's an actual adult that can put a sentence together. But I watched the media, and they were talking about his thing, and I was kind of amazed that they missed kind of the big scoop. Apparently they don't play things over and over again. They don't have YouTube, and they don't go back and say, did I hear that right? So I thought that's the first thing they're going to comment on. Because, the token liberal says, he was a very direct and good speech this time, much better than his usual press conferences, and he did a good job, and everybody else is like, well, at least he didn't fuck up like last time and say, if it's a small incursion, that's okay. Well, he did fuck up, and I'll read it to you right now. Quote, if Russia makes a choice to further invade Ukraine, we are jointly ready, and all of NATO is ready. Unquote. Keyword further. Invade. That's a slip of the tongue. He didn't mean to say further invade. He meant to say if Russia makes any further advances toward advances toward invasion. He said, I'll say it one more time. If Russia makes a choice to further invade Ukraine, we are jointly ready, and all of NATO is ready. All right? So he declared war already. Russia can use that as a pretext, whether Ukraine can use that as something like, I didn't hear about an invasion. Did they invade? Well, you better lob off some missiles. Okay? So he started the war, which was brilliant, and it's kind of part and parcel and kind of in keeping with his usual pattern of fucking up in colossal ways that cause thousands and thousands of deaths, because it's worldwide genocide, and he's doing his part. He's doing a very good job. But I thought since nobody else was saying anything, I might as well say it. I know someone else will eventually catch on somewhere on the hill or somewhere on the hill and say, hey, he said further invade. That's implying that there's already been an invasion. Okay. The impact will be devastating, and they will pay a heavy price. Well, we all will. They forgot about all the atomic bombs that Russia has. But we won't speak of such things. I just wanted to bring that up. I'm going to go from disaster to disaster. Mandates are being lifted as far as certain portions of society being forced to wear cloth on their face half the day and miss out on everything that makes life good, like proms and football games and, whatever else that you do as you grow up and you remember. They wanted to obliterate for a while and turn everybody into trolls and clones and zombies. That's why there's so many zombie movies, because they want people to see what you'll be. And there's a difference of opinion regarding mandates lifted, and then some people are saying, well, I will not go to a restaurant if they don't have a thing saying all people must show their cards. And other people are saying, I could give a crap. I guess the man on the street stuff isn't that bad. If they put in the good with the bad, but there's so many people that just fall in line. And it's just like, oh, I've been vaccinated 15 times and I'm going to go get another one. And, boy, if I see someone says they're, not vaccinated, I wouldn't go anywhere near them because they're deadly. Whatever. So trucker insurrection, and it's being treated as if the French peasants are storming the Bastille. It's that bad an insurrection, according to the liberal media idiots, morons. I'm sick of them, really. The truckers don't think they need to be mandated. They have a lonely, solo job. They don't come in contact with people. And if they're making draconian things and then scampering away and hiding under their bed after they make the rules, and now they're stealing their gas, confiscating their gas, I guess they call it. That's what they called it in Nazi Germany. And outlawing any funding that may come their way because they're insurrectionists and they are disrupting the supply chain by not driving their trucks as they're told. But you can't drive your truck across the border if you haven't been vaccinated. So I guess, I don't know, but don't do what you're doing. Don't drive your truck in big convoys and start a big ruckus with circus paraphernalia, bouncy houses and stuff. That kind of stuff has got to stop. I'm not going to copy Tucker or whoever. I mean, right-wing insurrectionists are very tame and timid. They're very orderly. Left-wing insurrectionists burn down cities. We've seen it with our own eyes. I don't care if perceptions are different. I saw people acting like insects, crawling on people's cars. And go back to the footage of summer of 2020. They literally looked like insects. They would just crawl all over the cars and just arms and legs everywhere. They didn't look human. And people should have seen that footage. It makes a big impact. People are primitive, primordial. But they took all their funding from GoFundMe because they're some sort of an outlaw organization and an imminent danger to society. And I don't know what they did with the money, but they're using Bitcoin and Tallycoin, which scares me all the same because they're using all this, cyber money. And I don't know what they are. And when I don't understand it, I don't even can begin to understand it. I've looked up Bitcoin, I've looked up blockchain. I don't understand what I'm looking at. It's like a different language of words, the way they string them together. Don't know what you're saying. Blockchain, bit mining, coining out of data, whatever. We're at $35,000 for what? For nothing. I mean, for this stuff we put a lot of time into. I don't know. But they're being funded by Bitcoin, and if that goes the way of the future, then that's it for the dollar. So maybe that's the way they're going to go into their great reset. There's going to be a great reset. Get ready. Put all your money in this stock so you can lose it. So that's that subject. The truckers, a lot of people take it seriously. It's like, I was saying to people jokingly, like, I want to make money at this job before the next shutdown because I keep implying that there may be another clampdown. And I'll tell you why. Because the closer we get to the election, the closer the Dems are going to have to do something drastic. Dems drastic times. To circumvent any kind of an election, because I keep thinking of Martin Scorsese and his movies, and There's always the scene where the big bosses get together or one person decides, I'm going to get rid of everybody involved in this because I don't want any loose ends. So whether they're loyal or traitors or whatever, we'll get rid of everybody. And to me, the Democrats are saying, why take any chances? Just like the guy said in Casino. Why take any chances? We got to destroy any possibility of losing, because what if the Goppers get a spine? And if they had a spine, even like the spine of a man of war, those blue things with the long tail, if they had the spine of a man of war, they would run roughshod over everything when they get elected. When they take office in January 20th, January 21st, you'd see a lot of people in the docket. And it's like shooting fish in a barrel. But they don't want to do it, and they're not going to do it because they will expose themselves along the way. They bring down everybody, they're going to bring themselves down, they're going to expose the government for the fraud it's always been. So, Goppers will win, possibly, and they won't do anything. But the Dems are saying, why take any chances? Let's destroy everything. So, how they'll do it is as follows. Between the next now and November, BA2, subvariant of a variant of Omicron. Very, very, very transmissible. Not that bad. Deltacron, I don't know where that's going. A lot of these variants get names, but then they peter out. But one won't. Neocove. That's another one. And I still worry about Nipah, and I still worry about possibly resurgences from rampant migration without any checks and balances that will cause a resurgent in things of the nature of bubonic plague, polio, chicken pox, smallpox, what have you. Name your thing. It could be anything from Myanmar or from Indonesia or from anywhere, because they're all sneaking in and they could have anything. But whether they have it or not, the Dems will use it as a pretext, just like the Russians, and say, we can't have elections as usual. We can't have people going to polls. And we're going to have some mail-in thing or some internet thing, and we're going to rig this thing just the way we want to. So that's what's going to happen with that. And as a coda, I will talk about the Olympics debacle and hypocrisy. And it's just like Schicklgruber in 36. Put up a good front. We want to look good in front of the world. We have Uyghurs next to traitors, next to, all these different people saying, we are the world. And we love everyone, and we are the best country. And proceed to have an Olympics that's a fiasco, because I hear the food's crappy. I hear they're all being spied on. I hear their media is all being tampered with. I hear they're being kind of oppressed and kind of in a concentration camp situation, these sportsmen, and I don't feel sorry for them, because I warned them. It's not worth the short glory. Nobody should be watching anyway. And then years from now, you say, I won the silver medal in Beijing, and people go, oh, great. They won't like the achievement because of what's going to happen. So, I think I said quite a bit. I had a few little subjects from here and there, and I was rather glib. And I had a little scoop about and I'll repeat it. If Russia makes a choice to further invade Ukraine, we are jointly ready, and all of NATO is ready. So apparently Russia invaded Ukraine. Oops, oh no. I might have started World War III by saying that. All right. Well, I'm sorry I did that, but I am the center of my own universe, as I've told you. So, ta-ta, and enjoy the night.